So I was at work the other day and it was lunchtime. My plan was to drive home and get lunch when my boss tells me that if I go to the store instead and buy him some hamburgers, he will buy my lunch. Can't say no to that. I drive downtown, park my car, head inside, and at this time, it was lunchtime all over, and school had just let all the high schoolers out. A lot of them ended up at this store that I was at because it was close to them. Now, this was a bit annoying. These kids were everywhere and they're abundant, so I'm gonna be there for a while, but whatever. I head inside and wait in line. Well, my turn comes and the guy behind the counter says, "You guys always come in around lunchtime, a lot of you today." Now, I laughed because I kind of just thought that he meant people in general. "What can I get you today?" he asks. "I'll have 3 mushroom burgers, a chili burger, 3 fries, and 3 drinks, please." He kind of just sits there for a sec, almost half confused, and asks, "Are you buying lunch for your teachers too?" What? The guy thought I was a high school student. Granted, I do have a very young face, but I started laughing and said, "No, actually, I'm ordering for my boss. I've been out of high school for 4 years." The guy didn't believe me. Whatever, I get my food and leave, and guys, the look on these high school kids when I, just another one of them, hopped into my Charger, kinda made everything okay. So back when the Battlefield 1 beta came out, I was giving it a shot with a few of my subscribers. I hopped into Discord and talked to them as we played the game, and one of them had the Magic School Bus stuck in his head, but only the first 5 lyrics. And he was singing them obnoxiously, "Cruising on down Main Street." Now, this actually made me laugh. You know when a joke isn't funny, but as time goes on and certain things are happening, it kind of becomes funny? Well, that's what happened. We were in a tank and we're running people over, and he'd be singing, "Cruising on down Main Street," and I swear to God, that's exactly what he sounded like. Well, the next day, I made a video, Random Things I Dislike 4. If you watch that video, you'll notice the first complaint I have is about people running your butt while you're driving. Well, the first line I used to start the scenario was, "Have you ever been cruising on down Main Street just minding your own business?" This was a little cameo to the gaming session that I had the night before, and I figured it was time to let you guys in on it. The last story was after my 10K special. For some reason, a lot of people were trying to get information from my life right after that video. I guess maybe it was because of how secretive the video was, but someone messaged me on Twitter. "Hey Barry, is there something you haven't told us? Something important?" Now I read this tweet and thought, what? Which is exactly what I replied with. "Are you familiar with a little place called Bend, Oregon?" Now at this point I thought the guy was thinking maybe he found an address and thought it was mine. I replied with, "Yeah, actually, I have family in Bend. I go visit them every now and then." This is when he replies, "Ever been arrested?" Ever been arrested? Now I was extremely confused. He then sent me an article about a Barry Weidrich arrested in Bend, Oregon. Now, I haven't talked much about my family, but this actually happens more than you might think. See, I was named after my uncle. My uncle is also named Barry Weidrich, but he has a different middle name. His starts with the letter M, and my middle name is Alan. You have no idea how many times I filled out a resume and people ask if I have a criminal history, do a background check, and then told me I lied to them when I said no. Guys, are you serious? Look at the arrest record. It was in 2006, for God's sake, and he was drunk driving. In 2006, I was 11 years old. Anyway, my family, especially my father and uncle, have been in jail and in prison, and I have a clean record. As far as everyone knows, at least. Okay, maybe I've sped once or twice in my car, but never while I was cruising on down Main